All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to District Flex Day. Woo! Woo-hoo. Okay, we have a super duper full day. As you may have already seen, I sent the schedule out 3 times, and hopefully you've actually gone through it yourself already. To start with, we have quick welcomes, just to welcome you here. But one of the things I also want to go over is usually our lunch is at noon, but this time our lunch is going to be at 1. And you probably saw all the tables outside. So that's where the physical lunch will not be there. It'll be actually physically picked up in the S building. S building is just right across the way. As though you went straight across, it's right there, okay? So that's where we're gonna have a lot of the division meetings, pick up your lunch. Great, so S building is where everything else will occur aside from in here. It's basically in here and the S building, okay? So that's where the lunch will be. And we're going to be doing division meetings in here and in the S building. That's it. That's your main 2 choices, thank goodness. And we also have masseuses at lunch, massage therapists at lunch, who will be right in front of the library. It's about a 7-minute massage that you can get over their chair massages. So you just line up. We don't have a sign-up sheet or anything like that. Okay, I just wanted to make sure everybody knew where everything was. The room numbers are on signs in the S building, so hopefully you should not have a problem finding them. I want to really give a shout out to all the volunteers who have made this thing happen, including all the librarians. Yes, the Merritt College librarians who are rock stars, all of them. Teresa, who's also out there at the registration desk. Chris Leahy, Christina, all these people who are going to be helping you all throughout the day. So thank you ever so much for all your help. And of course, Peralta Television, who, yeah. So we were here all day yesterday. The AV system is completely brand new as of basically yesterday. So we tested it yesterday. So far, so good. We'll see how everything goes. Anyway, that's it. Welcome, everyone. We have the breakfast is out there. And then at 11:30, we'll have just a little snack to get you through the division meetings. And then we'll have our lunch at 1, okay? So welcome, and I would like to throw my lead over here to Mr. Jeff Sanceri, our PFT union leader.
Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? All right. I'd be remiss if I didn't start by noticing the large hats in front of me in the front row. If I lower any, nobody's going to see me through those. I swear to God, I have like 10 nicknames for you guys in my back pocket right now. All right. So I'll say good morning again. I won't ask you to respond. I'm waiting because Tachetta is way better at the call and response for the good morning. So wait for her. Save your energy there. But I will start by saying, as we come down from the high of the summer, the relaxation, and we think ahead to the trials and tribulations that we're going to have to face, I've been thinking about radical reimagination, right? Radical reimaginings. And radical reimaginings are super important for the way that we approach just about everything, not just our teaching, but also just our jobs and our work. And in the next 10 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes. In the next 118 seconds, well, maybe not radical reimaginings, we'll just have to cut it down to imaginings, and that'll have to be enough. But I just really want to talk about reimagining the way that we think about today, Flex Day, right? Today we have 16 items on our agenda through speeches, talking, and workshops, and of those 16, 4, and real quick plug, one of them is mine, but 4 of them are run exclusively by faculty, right? But when I reimagine this, I think about a professional development day that's really about our professional development as faculty and staff, right? A day where we have to choose between workshops on radical pedagogies in biology from Amy Bajorquez, right, over at Laney. Gosh, I have another one, let's see. Leslie Scurry here at Merritt, bringing us new ways to think about counseling interactions with our students. Or Jennifer Fowler in communications, showing us all how to, I don't know how to talk louder. Is that what communications is? I'm not Okay. Well, anyways, the point is that our professional development day should be about our professional development and not necessarily about admin throwing intense and rather high-stakes information at us while we try to balance it with the ways that we can professionally develop. I mean, and no shots fired here. We need the information that we need, but also we do need to find ways to work with one another to be better at our jobs, to think about ways to better serve our students. So when I look to that future, I think maybe we should get through this day, take in as much as we can, and then start charting a course where we can all work together and think about the ways we might do better, for the sake of, Peralta and for the sake of our students. So let's, do the job today and look forward to a very, very busy semester. And, let's take part in things. Thanks. Up next is DAS President Leslie Blackie.
Thank you. I've been told I have to go through my slides quickly because I was the only one with slides. But I did want to put up so you could see our executive leadership team, myself as president, the vice president is Dr. Tom Renbarger of Merritt, our secretary is Lori Allen Requa of Laney, and our treasurer is Fatima Shah, who is also the BCC Senate president. And so I listed our Senate presidents from BCC, Fatima, from COA, Jennifer Fowler, from Laney, Eleni Gastis, and from Merritt, Dan Lawson. Next slide. So the Senate presidents at all the colleges and our senates in general, of course, always operate on our 10+1. No, I'm not going to read all these, but these are our founding principles of our Senate confirmations at our colleges and then also at the district Senate. Next slide. So what I wanted to show you, number 10, are processes for institutional planning and budget development. We have district level committees, and each one of our district level committees are the faculty tri-chair is a Senate president. So I've just listed them up here, the facilities, tech, SSEMC, holistic wellness, so those are our Senate presidents all there. Your Senate presidents, in addition to taking that Friday morning, once a Friday, that they are doing, once a month on the Friday they're doing, there are also, all four come to the PBC, which is tri-chair, faculty tri-chair is myself, and then we have 2 voting members, which this year is BCC and COA. And the non-voting members are Laney and Merritt, and in case you're concerned, the voting members of the colleges are Laney and Merritt, so that we have balance between our Senate presidents and our college presidents. But really, if you would like to participate in any of these committees, please reach out to these folks. We do have some open faculty appointments on each committee, and of course, they're always meeting on Fridays, and you can attend them at any time, right? They're all public. Okay, next slide. So another couple things in our purview. Number 1, curriculum. You might have heard there's a few changes in curriculum happening. The course outline of record alignment project happened over the summer. It was rolled out in May, and we had a lot of dedicated faculty that came to meetings in May, June, and July. I also want to shout out Neem Tai, who took an extra assignment over the summer to be the faculty lead on this, leading that, which is really awesome. And yesterday, we had a curriculum retreat, a 3-hour curriculum retreat with representatives from all 4 of the colleges there, the curriculum specialists, the curriculum chairs, various people involved in the curriculum, and Senate presidents. So again, it was really great to start that work as we are moving forward with OCC. So the other thing is number 9, program review. There were again a couple summer projects, again, led by faculty. I had a summer project assigned to me by the chancellor. I had summer homework. And that I worked on, and also Heather Cisneros worked very closely over the summer with some of the administration working on the Laney and Merritt program review. So again, program review is part of our 10+1 purview, and there were faculty involved in these processes that you'll be hearing more about in the days coming. Marla's like, would you hurry up? All right, and next slide. I just wanted to remind us all that we are transforming. So we had radical imaginings from Jeff, and we're just going to continue on this idea of transformation. Remember, this has been a multi-year project. In January 2025, we started with our new shared governance handbook that had been developed by Matt Goldstein, Matt Freeman, and our chancellor. In fall 2025, we had task forces and shared governance committees that met all through the year to provide recommendations to PBC and to the board. And then our Board of Trustees voted in June, at the June 9th meeting, to support the resolution for unification of Laney and Merritt campuses as part of the 6-point transformation process outlined by Chancellor Gilkison a year ago, basically a year ago today. And remember, it's not just unification, it's transformation for the better serving of our students. So this year is implementation, again, for shared governance. Your voice matters. We really hope that you're going to find a way to participate, make sure you're finding information from your own Senate leaders, participate in committees. It's really, really important to have a variety of perspectives at the table and bring those voices forward. Next slide. Part of this is a constitutional convention that we'll be hosting. It will be at the Best Center at Laney College. I, as District Academic Senate President, am facilitating that conversation with the Laney and Merritt Senates. The senators were sent a save the date last May. I have been talking about this, but it will be, all the information will be published on Monday as per the Brown Act, so it's open and people are certainly welcome to join. And just so you know, the ACCJC, our accrediting institution, requires shared governance for each college, not each campus, each college. And so we have a timeline that we need to roll out, so that's why the convention is in August, so that the individual senates can discuss this through the fall. And of course, we'll go through first readings, second readings, et cetera, and then votes. And then in spring, that will make changes to the DAS Constitution. All of this feels very pushed, but we have to bring this forward to our Board of Trustees because the Board of Trustees has to approve, and then we have to send that to ASCCC to recognize the member academic senates. So I wanted to put this timeline up here so people could understand why we are starting this next Friday. Okay? Next slide. So here we go. Looking forward to an interesting and challenging fall 2026 as we work together to really support our students in meeting their educational goals in our transformation process. Thank you. And next is our District Classified Senate President, Tachetta Henry.
Good morning, everyone. So I'm not going to prolong you. I'm going to cut to the chase because the moment that I opened up my mouth, my 3 to 4 minutes already started. So welcome back to a semester of passion, purpose, and possibilities. I do not have a slide or several for you today, but I do have a few words to impactfully empower you as we begin the semester. So good morning, Peralta family. All right, let's start it. All right, so I just want to remind everyone that what you do is very important, very, very important. I wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for the collective efforts of each and every last one of you in my educational journey as a student here at Merritt College and throughout my years as a classified employee and leadership representative of the Peralta Classified Senate on behalf of all classified. It is truly an honor to welcome each of you as we step into another opportunity to serve, grow, lead, and transform together. Today, I want to remind us that we are more than just employees of a college district. We are part of something bigger than ourselves. Each department, every campus, every office, and every position contributes to the lives of the students and communities that we serve. As we move forward together, one thing is certain: change is inevitable. And as we move forward together, I know the word change can make some of us uncomfortable, because change has a way of disrupting what is familiar. It challenges routines. It stretches us beyond what we've always known. But here's what I've learned. Change may disrupt your comfort, but transformation will introduce you to your capacity. There is a difference between simply going through change and allowing change to transform you. Change says things are different. Transformation says, because things are different, I am becoming different too. And Peralta family, this season is not just about us adjusting. It's an invitation for all of us to evolve together. Maya Angelou once said, if you don't like something, change it. And if you can't change it, then change your attitude. That is powerful, because transformation doesn't always begin with changing the environment around us. Sometimes transformation begins by changing what is happening within us: our perspective, our attitude, our willingness to collaborate, our willingness to learn, our willingness to release. This is how we've always done it, and become open to what we could do differently together. Because yesterday's strategies cannot always solve tomorrow's challenges. We are serving students whose needs are changing. We are working in an educational environment that is changing. Technology is changing. Our communities and demographics are constantly changing. And that means we must be willing to change too. But here's the beautiful part of all of this. We don't have to navigate change alone. Look around the district and right here in this room. We have experience in this room. We have wisdom in this room. We have creativity and resilience in this room, and most importantly, we have each other. Helen Keller said, alone we can do so little. Together we could do so much. Peralta's strength has never been found in one person, one department, one campus, or one title. Our strength is found in our collective commitment to the mission. From Berkeley City College to College of Alameda, from Laney to Merritt College, and throughout our district service center, everyone contributes to the Peralta experience. The person answering the phone matters. The person processing the paperwork matters. The person maintaining our facilities matters. The person solving the technology problems matters. The person teaching in the classrooms matter. The person supporting students behind the scenes matters as well. All of us in this room matter. Never underestimate the impact of your work, because you simply don't always see the outcome. Sometimes the students whose lives you change will never know your name. Sometimes the solution you created will quietly remove a barrier. Sometimes the encouragement you offered a colleague will be the very thing that helps them to keep going. Impact isn't always loud, but it is always meaningful. As we move forward, I encourage each of us to ask ourselves, what am I willing to release so that something better can emerge? How can I become part of the solution instead of simply pointing out the problem? And what does the next version of Peralta require from the next version of me? Because transformation doesn't happen when everybody else changes. Transformation happens when each of us decides to bring our best, our ideas, our compassion, our accountability, and our willingness to grow to the table. So Peralta family, as we begin this next chapter, let us not fear change. Let's lead through it. Let's communicate through it. Let's collaborate through it. Let's give one another grace through it. And most importantly, let's remember why we are all here in the first place. It is because of the students and the communities that we serve. They deserve a Peralta that continues to grow. They deserve a Peralta that continues to innovate. They deserve a Peralta where every employee understands that regardless of title or position, we all play a role in student success. So I'll leave you with this today. Change is going to happen with or without us. But transformation requires all of our participation. So don't just ask what's changing at Peralta. Ask yourself, what is changing in me that will help transform Peralta? Because we don't need to return to who we used to be. We have the opportunity to become who we've never been before. And when purpose meets people who are willing to evolve, institutions don't just change, they transform. So Peralta family, don't just survive the change. Don't just adjust to the change. Become the change. Because the next chapter of Peralta isn't waiting to be written for us. It is waiting to be written by us. And if we are willing to transform ourselves, there is no limit to what we can transform together. Thank you, Peralta family, and welcome to Flex Day.
And let the church say amen. I'm going to shorten my remarks, but that was definitely a word. Welcome to Flex Day. So I want to start again by saying welcome to our beautiful campus, to those of you who have never been here, and for those of you who do not make it up here as much as you should, welcome. I want to say welcome you to these Flex Day activities. We have a lot of things planned today. There are amazing presentations and breakouts that we hope you take advantage of. And I did want to take a moment, too, to thank everyone who worked so hard to put this thing together. You got Marla, you got the PDC, you got IT, Joe, facilities, custodial. A lot of people put a lot of time and energy to making this day possible and making it run smoothly. So we want to say that we appreciate you for that. I want to say welcome to you all in terms of coming back to the work. And by the work, I mean the work of educating and serving our students. They are the reason that we are here. By that, I mean the work of supporting and encouraging your colleagues, because at the end of the day, we're going to rise or fall together. We're going to succeed or fail together. And to extend the pruning to grow analogy, we will blossom or wither together.